Howdy folks, Little John, and time for a 5 on Friday. She's a bit later in the day than I'd normally doing the chat. It's nearly 5:30. I'd normally do this around the early afternoon, but been a bit of a crazy week. Had the lovely Mrs. Little John's been in hospital for the last 2 days, having some follow-up surgery. So it's knocked things around, and then I got home and I've had me phone's died and I've had no internet, so I haven't been able to get onto anything till late this afternoon. So I'm just sitting down, knock out a bit of a vid that I can pop up. So you're probably getting it a bit late on Friday night. So anyway, what I want to chat about, nothing particularly educational, but on Wednesday night, the wife was in hospital Wednesday. She stayed in overnight on Wednesday. So this is in Canberra. People don't know where I'm about 2 hours away from Canberra. So any major hospital visits happen there. So they were in Canberra. Now my dad, my brother and my sister all live in Queanbeyan, which is a suburb of Canberra. So we've caught up on Wednesday night and we've gone out for dinner. Now, I was hoping I was there to grab a bit of a trip down to Bentspoke brewing, and I had initially looked at getting a motel room nearby, so I could, after leaving the wife the evening, I could go back and have some dinner and have a couple of drinks and just wander back to the motel for the night. No problem. But there was all sorts of dramas, things going on in Canberra on Wednesday night. Parliament was in, the women's basketball grand final was on and whatnot. I couldn't find any decent accommodation. I couldn't get anything close by, so I was about 5 minutes drive away. So between me and the brother, we've managed to con the sister into ferrying me backwards from the motel and going to dinner at Bentspoke, as opposed to one of the football clubs that she wanted to go to. The main reason being, I want to just get down and I want to go and try Cluster 12. Now I've got a can of Cluster 8 in the fridge. The Cluster 12 you'd only get at the brewery. It wasn't just a Cluster 12, I was interested in getting a few other beers while I was there, but that was the main thing. Now, so down we went. Now for anyone who's not completely sure, Cluster 12 is a triple IPA, and it comes in at 12% alcohol, hence why it's called Cluster 12. So it's fairly strong, and you generally, you don't drink a hell of a lot of it. So we've got the brewery. Now, my dad and the brother, and the sister doesn't drink, but the dad and the brother are both fairly standard drinkers for the most part. Dad particularly drinks Great Northern. The brother's a TED. He's an extra dry drinker, but he does enjoy a home brew when he's here, and he does doesn't want a bit of trying things out. So we're having a yak when we get there, working out what we're going to have, and so I said, I want to get a Cluster 12, so I'm going to get a small glass. So I'm going to get glasses of Cluster 12. And so I said, we'll just get a tasting paddle between us and you grab whatever you want. Thinking that we could sort of share the Cluster 12 anyway. But anyway, so he orders the beers and he's bought two glasses of the Cluster 12 and a tasting paddle. So we leave the Cluster 12, we ordered food, yakking with the dad. He's looking at the beer menu. I've pointed out that we're one of the top-rated craft breweries in the country. He's looking through the beer list, and he looks at me and he says, "Do they have Great Northern?" Yeah, I said, no, they don't. So we struggled through the menu and found it. Got him onto a cleansing ale. He generally drinks the lighter, the mid-strength. So got him onto that, and off we went. No worries. So everyone's set. We've got the beers. So we're trying the tasting paddle. We've got four beers in the tasting paddle. Got a variety, and I've been, like I've said, I've been Bentspoke before. I've tried some of the beers, but so we've got a taster. We've got the Brut IPA, Big Nut, which is a dark ale, the Landlord, typically tribute to the Timmy Taylor Landlord, and the fourth beer we had on that was they call it Resilience Ale, which is a collaboration. I can't think who it was with, but it's the beer's been brewed and designed at a certain amount. The profits go towards the firefighters and stuff from the recent fires. So it's basically just a pale ale. So we're drinking through the beers. Started with the Resilience Ale, which was quite nice. It was just a very nice, light, fruity, American style pale ale. Was really was a really nice beer. The brother didn't mind it. Then we tried the Landlord, which was served on the hand pump. And again, it was quite nice. I was surprised looking at on the menu that said it was hopped with Huell melon, and that was it. Nothing, no traditional pommy style pommy hops. There's no Fuggles, EKG, North Down, Target. None of the sort of things you'd expect to see. Huell melon. It sort of surprised me a little bit, but it was a nice drop. Nothing spectacular, but it's like bang down that line of a nice malty, pommy style ale. The Big Nut was what the Big Nut always is. It's just a very coffee-driven, chocolatey dark ale. Brother didn't like it. He's not a dark beer drinker. I'm a fan of the Big Nut. I've enjoyed it whenever I've gone there, so got to drink a bit more of that, which is all good, no problem. Then we got to the Brut IPA. Now, Bentspoke was the first place I tried a commercial Brut IPA when they first come out. They started becoming a big thing. And there was I've had the video and the rant and whatnot about the Brut IPA and all the rest of it. But the wife liked it, and it's what drove me to brew my own, which leads to this bit here. This is the lager version of the Brut IPA that I did. I'll put a link up to the original videos. I'll just leave that. That's a different video if you want to go back and watch it. But they've changed that Brut IPA since I was there last. Now, I didn't bring the menu home because for those who've been to Bentspoke, I'm talking about them. Those who haven't, then the beer menu has a list of the beers, but it also has the ingredients. Well, to some degree, has at least have the hops that are used. It doesn't have like in more quantity or anything, but it does have the IBU and the alcohol. Now, the Brut IPA has Amarillo, Citra, I think it was Eldorado. I can't think off the top of my head now. But this version has cashmere, and I'm positive that the version when I went there last time didn't have cashmere. Now, this was a totally different beer to what I've drunk in there before. It was full of melon, incredible amount of melon, like honeydew. It did say in the description that there was melon from the hops, and that they also added watermelon into the brew. So that again was something different from what they've done with it before. It wasn't pale. It was pale. It wasn't hazy. It was a very much different beer. It was almost like drinking. To me, it tasted a bit like like a cruiser or a breezer. It was very melon focused and almost, lolly water type effect, more so than beer, which was very weird. Didn't particularly like it. That brewed IPA originally was quite a nice drop, and so the wife liked it, so it drove me to brew my own. So yeah, it sort of threw me a little bit. So we got through the paddle. We'd sort of eaten what we'd eaten dinner. So at this stage, we've got to the cluster 12. Now, it's a big beer. Triple IPA. It's at 12%, 65 IBU. There's sort of everything you expect a beer of that standing to be. It was malty, it had a big presence, it was a little bit boozy. It was a mouthful. It was, you knew you were drinking something substantial. Here struck the problem. The brother didn't like it. Couldn't drink it. It was too much off the beaten path for him. So I went from expecting to have one glass of the 12 to having 2 glasses. So Little John got a little bit wobblier than Little John was expecting, a little bit quicker than he did. But anyway, that'll happen. So we ventured downstairs. We're upstairs eating in the upstairs area. Ventured downstairs. We continued to have a few more beers. Now, the brother doesn't want a crankshaft. He's drunk crankshaft before. I was telling him how I prefer the sprocket. So we got downstairs. He's gone on water. He's got himself a sprocket. And he grabbed me a Goes. I think it's anything. Oh, I can't think the actual name of it at the moment, but it's getting around in cans at the moment. How's it Gozen, I think it might be called. And I've read a few people saying that it wasn't really sort of the style. But I was interested to try it. And I got it, and I see what people mean. It was not particularly sour. But it was very, very fruity. Now I'm talking passion fruity. It was like drinking, an orgy orange and passion fruit juice. So that sort of passion fruit. It was very standout. So I'm going to say this of Bentspoke. Whatever they're doing at the moment with their fruit additions, it's working. Their fruit is just, it's just jumping out. I said the melon. Sorry about that, bloody work call. What are they doing with their fruit? It is really working. That passion fruit in that was just really big, clearly standing out exactly what it was. Same with the melon in the brewed IPA. But in that Goes, and it just didn't work. It was this sour beer that was just being overrun by the sweetness of that passion fruit. It just really made it a muddled beer that didn't do what it was supposed to do. Bentspoke generally do good beers. That one really, for me, missed the mark. a lot. And I've got to say the brewed IPA as well missed the mark. And both because of that big fruit addition. So they've got the fruit addition, their fruit additions are working real well, but they're not putting them in the right beer. But other than that, the brother had the glasses, had the sprocket. The sprocket was, as always, fantastic. Hands down my favourite beer from Bentspoke. But yeah, so if you get a chance, get yourself a sprocket. The crankshaft's a good beer. It's a solid IPA. I don't rate it as a great beer. It rates highly in Gabs and all the rest of it. For me, it's just the middle of the road, stock standard, malt driven IPA. It's not exceptional. I don't know why it gets so much supporters, but if you can get a crack at some of these Bentspoke beers, have a go. They do brew good beers. Their processes are good. Despite the fruit not being right, their fruit additions are fantastic. But anyway, I'm not going to rave on any more about it. That's not enough. Just wanted to get it out there. It's a little bit of a review, a little bit of let's fill some space and something to do. Hoping to brew over the weekend and get a video out. Something unusual, brew venture beer. Anyone on Facebook may have seen a little bit of a hint of what was going on, but anyway, I won't say any more from that. But that's me for the day. So as always, if you got any questions, any comments, stick them down the bottom. Go for your life. If you haven't subscribed to Little John, hit the subscribe button in the corner, down there somewhere. Come along for the ride when we brew, talking, tastings, all the rest of it. To the Patreons, as always, cheers. If you're interested in Patreon, hit the link down the bottom, jump in, see what it's all about. But other than that, that's me for the day, Little John. So I'm gone. So until I see you again, we're brewing beer, drinking beer, or talking beer. Good brewing.